I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, Brahmins. It is Tuesday. That means only 3 days left in this short week for you to get done what you need to get done. Students on quarantine, you are still responsible for the work that you're missing. So while you are at home, make sure you're logging into Schoology, you're notifying your teachers, you are reaching out via email, asking them to send you the work for the day. That work is not going away, and you want to keep up with that during the days that you are home. All right, seniors, lots of things happening over the next few weeks. You're down to 5 school days to buy a grad bash ticket, including today. Yeah, including today, 5 days left. I also wanted to bring to your attention the Facebook campaign Adopt a Senior has started. So if you go onto Facebook, if you search Adopt a Senior, it is a public page. You can create a profile page for yourself, telling a little bit about yourself, your interests, where you're going after high school, what your plans are after high school, and community members will adopt you. They want to give you gifts. You can have up to 3 adoptees. We want to make sure that all of our seniors have the opportunity to participate in that. And last but not least, be on the lookout for an email from me about senior slideshow. We need your help in making sure that every senior is represented in our senior slideshows. So stay tuned to your email inbox.
I just wanted to take a quick minute to remind everybody to keep wearing those masks. We're doing a pretty good job, but I've noticed they're starting to slip in the hallway a little bit, and they're down around our chin. Remember, you're wearing your mask at all times. In the hallways, even though we're outside, you're still within 6 feet of people. COVID cases are on the rise again. It usually happens after a break. So just make sure you're being really good about that mask, because we want to keep all of you guys in school.
Freshmen, check your email. I know I'm keeping your inbox full recently, aren't I? I sent you an email yesterday with some information about an offering of a webinar from College Board. A lot of you have asked questions and are interested in AP classes and what that looks like, and what are the advantages of taking AP versus dual enrollment. You can take AP classes as early as next year. There's AP World and maybe AP Human Geography, maybe. Both of those. So if you're interested in AP classes, this webinar, I think it's an hour. It's from College Board. It'll give a great overview of the advantages of taking AP. I put it in the parent newsletter, but if your parents do not have an email in Skyward, they're not getting that information. So I wanted you to have it, share it with your parents, register, take an hour, sit down together, and learn all you need to know for now about AP. Ms. Myers?
All right, that's all I have for today. Remember, short week, you have a to-do list, and let's get it done. As together we move forward.
Be great.
Be Brahmins.
All day.
Hey, welcome back, Brahmins. It is your Thursday. No, I don't need more coffee or sleep. It's really Wednesday, but it's the next to last day of the week. We have a 4-day week this week and a 4-day week next week, but tomorrow on Thursday, the week's Friday, are you still with me? It's a full day, not a half day. It's a full day of school. Also, athletes, listen up. We have an away track meet and home softball game and a home baseball game. And the requirement for you to even show up to those events, athletes on the team, is that you are at school at least half of your school day. 4 hours you are required to be here. So what does that mean? If a mysterious illness were to fall upon the entire senior class, you athletes have to be on this campus, or you cannot participate in your athletic event. So make sure that you're here at school, putting in the effort, those 4 hours at least. We'd love to have you here all day long. That's what we need, because your time is limited. Time is ticking. We are in the last 9 weeks, folks. When was the last time you pulled up your Skyward? It's not going to be too overwhelming. Get in there and look and see how many zeros that you have. We're coming to the end of our second week of the 9 weeks. Now is the time to start attacking that missing work. If you have extra time on your hands, and getting that turned in before it gets to be too much.
Hey, teachers, this afternoon in the cafeteria, we have our FSA training. So everyone that is either going to be a test administrator for FSA ELA or is going to be one of our backups, you received an invitation last week. So again, that's right after school. Mrs. Sills has worked super hard, has the pages printed out. We should be able to go through it quickly because for the most part, it is a review for you guys. And just to reiterate what Ms. Myers said, sophomores, juniors, seniors, don't get behind. We have so much testing coming up. You're going to be missing lots of class, just working on getting all of your grad requirements in from testing. And don't go into that with missing grades. Use your time wisely now, guys.
Yeah, I've been checking some grades and we could use some work. Hey, shout out for all those who are involved with the U.S. Sugar presentation yesterday. It really went well. I heard a lot of good things about it. So thanks to all the staff that were involved with that. It was a nice situation. I heard some kids talking about it. They thought it was very, very well done. Drills this month. Don't forget about it. We're in a new month, so be ready. Talk to your students about that. And the dreaded VAM rosters are coming. Be on the lookout.
Awesome. One quick announcement here at Freshman Campus. On Saturday, May 8th, there will be a Crown for a Cure pageant. If you are interested, please stop by 210 to get the application. All proceeds will go to juvenile diabetes research. So it's a great cause. And you get to dress up. So that's pretty awesome. Just a reminder, freshmen, on the 8th, you will also be doing FSA writing testing. So please be prepared mentally. And as everyone else said, we are getting ready to go into heavy testing. So make sure those grades are on point before we get into heavy testing season. And we look forward to ending the year with a bang, guys.
All right. I don't have anything else. If we're all done, make sure that you are using your time wisely, as together we
move forward
and be great.
Eat Brahmins.
all day.
All day.
Hello, welcome back to this month's wellness video. My name is Katherine Williams and I'm the Director of Mental Health and Behavioral Supports. It's great to see you again. Scott Vians is also joining us today. He is one of our behavior interventionists. Last month in February, we talked about the dangers of tobacco and nicotine and the products that contain it. As well as many facts about the products, we also talked about how the media and advertising targets adolescents and teens. This month, we're going to talk again about human trafficking. We first discussed this in December.
Let's review the ground rules that were established on the previous video. Our first ground rule is that we should all listen with an open mind. Second, we will avoid personal stories. We will also be supportive of each other. We will not tease or make fun of each other or anyone or anything that is said in class. We will listen when someone is speaking, and only one person will speak at a time. Our last and most important ground rule is that whatever is said in this room stays in this room. This is a safe place to speak and ask questions. What is said in this room should not be gossiped about later in the hallways or on social media. However, it is important to know that if a person discloses potential harmful behavior to self or to others to an adult in the room, the adult is required by law to report this behavior.
Today we are going to review the very serious crime of human trafficking. Human trafficking is a real problem that can happen to anyone and is happening in our state of Florida and possibly even in our own community. Human trafficking occurs when someone is recruited, hidden, or transported against their will for services and the financial gain of another person. This is sometimes referred to as modern-day slavery.
We may wonder why people get caught up in bad things like human trafficking. We may ask, why don't people just stay away from bad people? Then they won't be trafficked. It's important to understand how a person can be easily misled and lied to. In fact, human trafficking sometimes starts off like a fairy tale, and the person can't believe his or her luck. The trafficker may tell the person that they know of a job where the person can make lots of money and help his or her family. Many times the person's family is having a hard time. Maybe the person has a sick family member and wants to help somehow. This job solves the problem, and finally the person thinks it will all be okay. Sometimes the person gets to go on a plane to a brand new city or country. This seems exciting, but once he or she gets there, what seems like a dream quickly turns into a nightmare.
We're going to watch a video produced by Catch the Wave of Hope. This video will help to identify unsafe situations, the importance of helping someone in need, and how to access help.
Hi, I'm Fida Georges. I'm with Catch the Wave of Hope, a nonprofit organization fighting child sex trafficking. When I say the words human trafficking, what comes to mind? Children being sold in Thailand, or kids kidnapped and locked in cages? This is what most people picture, when in fact, they are not as common as you think. This is just how the media and Hollywood portray it. The truth about human trafficking is that many victims are lured with false promises of financial or emotional security, when instead they are forced or coerced into commercial sexual exploitation, domestic servitude, or other types of forced labor. According to U.S. law, anyone under the age of 18 who is persuaded to perform a commercial or sexual act is a victim of human trafficking, regardless of whether it's forced, fraud, or coercion. Nowadays, criminal organizations such as gangs are luring children from school into commercial sexual trafficking. The recruiters are often the same age as the children they are luring in. The average age of individuals being recruited is between 12 to 14 years old. This doesn't only happen in foreign countries or seedy alleyways. It could happen right next door.
How was your guys' tournament a few weekends ago?
It was okay. We won.
Yeah. Yo.
Took the dub.
Excuse me, girls. Do you know where the dock is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one like 2 miles down the road. Take a right?
Just up here to the right?
Yeah.
Thanks. One more thing. Would you like to go to a party later?
Our curfew's 8.
Well, my buddy's an influencer, and there's going to be a lot of people there and a bunch of alcohol, so maybe you guys can sneak out and give me a call?
You said there's going to be booze there?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is an example of a Romeo pimp or lover boy tactic. This is when somebody notices you for the first time, gets to know you, asks you about your hopes and dreams, as well as your doubts and fears. This stage could last weeks, months, and even years. They build a relationship that you trust and feel comfortable in, while secretly assessing your vulnerabilities and identifying any needs that are not being met. The child becomes comfortable with the individual and is under the assumption this is a genuine relationship that is loving and makes them feel accepted and cared about for the first time in their life. Then they focus on all the vulnerabilities you unveiled in the past. They buy you whatever you want, provide romance, well-being, and a sense of unconditional love. They often disguise themselves as boyfriends or girlfriends and are not considered strangers anymore. They make you feel secure, safe, and they boost your self-esteem. They help you get your hair done, nails done, or give you drugs and alcohol. It feels as though your life is the best it has ever been at this point, and you might even think it's too good to be true. Next begins the manipulation and coercion. They start to pull away that love and affection that they previously provided for you. Then they give it back and pull it away again. They make you question what you have done wrong, and then use these situations to manipulate you to do things you are not comfortable with. Before you know it, you are so far down the rabbit hole, it feels like there is no escape. At this point, they will say you owe them for everything you received in the relationship. They explain that pornography and prostitution is a great way to make the money to pay back and go back to the wonderful life promised. Remember, this is all a calculated game for them. The only way we win this fight is to be prepared, be aware, and if you see something, say something.
I got what you need. Woke up in the store and get what you want. Go ahead. You get what you please. We about to get it on.
This is an example of how traffickers often use false job advertisements. Traffickers use offers of employment or travel to lure vulnerable people into sex trafficking. They tell you that they are a legitimate business and are recruiting young models, people who are interested in massage therapy, or a quick way to make cash, lots of cash. Once you arrive, everything important is taken from you, and the process of breaking in begins. During this stage, you are emotionally, psychologically, and physically abused through means such as rape, torture, threats, and degradation. These individuals witness extreme violence and even murders of other victims early on, so they quickly become compliant if they want to survive. So know what you can do. Moving forward, just keep these 5 steps in mind. Know the warning signs. Educate yourself and others. Talk to your peers and family if something is going on. Protect your personal information when online. And most importantly, build up your self-esteem and encourage those around you. Personal empowerment and true self-confidence are 2 things traffickers have no chance against.
Now that you've seen the video, let's review some of the facts that were presented. What were some of the risk factors that could place someone in harm's way of a human trafficker? Teachers, please pause the video now to review these factors. Runaways, needing money or living in poverty, not attending school or dropping out of school, low self-esteem, social isolation, or the use of drugs and alcohol maybe were some that you mentioned. If you noticed any of these risk factors with anyone you know, please tell a trusted adult.
How would you know that someone may be a victim of trafficking? Maybe that person appears fearful or anxious frequently. Maybe he or she appears to be overly nervous or tense. There could be a lack of eye contact. They may appear to be in poor health or show signs of abuse. Maybe they're frequently absent from school. Sometimes the person can have branding or tattoos that may indicate the identity of the trafficker. Sometimes one clue alone doesn't tell us much. You don't have to know for sure. If you think something is wrong, even if it isn't trafficking, it's good to tell your teacher. Telling your parent, trusted adult, or a teacher that you are worried about a friend or classmate is brave. Trust your instincts and share. It could save someone's life.
As you learned today and from the previous wellness video, traffickers use many popular social media sites and popular digital devices such as cell phones and video games to contact potential victims. They groom potential victims. What is grooming? Grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a young person so they can manipulate and abuse them. Information that should not be shared online or through social media includes passwords, location, home and school addresses, school name and phone number. Traffickers also search out popular hangout sites such as malls, restaurants, and movie theaters. Please remember these 3 nevers. Never accept friend requests from people you don't know. Never meet people you don't know alone and without telling a trusted adult. And never reveal too much information about yourself, such as your full name, address, or school. Always ask for help when you're unsure or uncomfortable.
If you notice something, you can act. Ask. Ask when you observe a red flag. Care. Care by responding without judgment and support. Tell a trusted adult.
Due to the length of our lesson today, we are not going to introduce a new relaxation activity. However, teachers, if there is time, please pause the video now and review a previous activity that the students choose. We hope you learned from this lesson. Today's wellness video lessons and activities were developed by our district licensed mental health professionals with the help of the Lawrence Kids curriculum and Catch the Wave of Hope. Remember, we want you to know that it's okay to speak with someone if you feel you need some help or support. Teachers are available and you can always see your school counselor. We hope you enjoyed today's lesson and we look forward to seeing you for our next wellness video.